Uh-huh, honey.
So summer is gone. We're all going back to school or work or whatever you might be doing. But let's look back. Let's rewind my summer. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are very curious as to what I've done this summer. It's okay if you don't actually care what I did this summer. Just play along, okay? Okay. So as some of you might know, I was a parliamentary tour guide over the summer. It was such an incredible job. I got to move from Saskatchewan to Ottawa, and I had an amazing summer filled with new friendships and amazing experiences. What you might not know is that the centre block is closed for the next 10 to 15 years.
But during that time, the government's work must continue, so we moved things around a little bit on Parliament Hill. The House of Commons, our lower chamber of government, is now on the west block, and the upper chamber, our Senate, is now in the former train station.
So I gave tours of those buildings as well as the historic East Block. Now, while giving these tours, I met people from around the world, learned a lot about Canadian politics, Canadian history, and I made 68 new friends. Totally amazing people. Now if I travel anywhere around the country, I'll have a place to stay, but I'm so fortunate to have met so many awesome people and to have given tours and just to have had a job that I was so passionate about. So what did I do while living in my nation's capital? Well, for one thing, I experienced Canada Day in the capital, and what a party that was. Honestly, my favorite memory of the summer. We saw the concerts on Parliament Hill, and we celebrated our nation, which we are so proud of. I went to my first silent rave at the Glow Fest, one of the many tourist things I participated in. I was such a tourist. I did a boat cruise. I went to Rideau Hall, which is where my great uncle Romeo used to live, or should I say His Excellency the Right Honourable Romeo Leblanc, who was a former Governor General and my mom's uncle. Went to the Museum of Nature, the Byward Museum, really got that tourist experience and learned a little bit more about the country. I went to the gym a lot. I really started having a good routine with that. Exercise makes me feel good, and I finally lost those 10 pounds that I was aiming to lose. I don't know where they went. I ate a lot of delicious foods around Ottawa. Which brings me to my next point. I did a lot of cooking this summer. I made chili, wonton soup, pad thai, fajitas, you name it. I had enough time on my hands to actually do some cooking and experimented with culinary arts. A good friend Melanie, who I was really able to get closer with. Her and I grew up together, and this summer was really a great opportunity for her and I to connect. And of course, two Saskatchewan girls in Ottawa, what are we going to do? Cheer on the Riders. I watched the changing of the guard. Probably too many times on Parliament Hill, since when I worked at the East Block it was right in front, but honestly just seeing the smile and joy that ceremony brought was amazing, and somehow the music, no matter how many times I heard it, just made you feel like dancing and made you really happy inside. I went to my first ever music festival, Blues Fest, where I saw the Killers up close, where I saw Kane Brown and my little country self was very happy, and where I saw the Backstreet Boys for the second time in my life, and seeing them do those awesome 90s dance moves was definitely a great fun party time. I went to a little petting zoo and met lots of farm animals. I participated in a lot of potlucks where me and my friends really bonded, and like I said, I met the best people this summer. I worked with the best colleagues. I took a few hikes with my friends, which was a challenge for this Flatlander. I went to Calypso with Christoph and we rode some really fun water slides. Antonia and I went out for lunch one day and she's like, hey, we should go to Montreal. So we did. 2 days later. Being in Ottawa, you're so close to everything. So we took a nice little 3-hour bus ride over to Montreal and discovered the city together. I watched lots of different fireworks shows, Canada Day of course, as well as some competitions that are held in Ottawa of different countries competing to have the best show, and it was really neat and beautiful to see. I went paddle boating with my best friend Janessa, and her and I explored all over Ottawa when she came for a visit in August. I learned so much Canadian history that I actually like history now. And the last adventure of my summer would have been our big guide ball, where we all dressed up super fancy, took pictures, and just reminisced on all the fun summer adventures we had had. So all in all, it was an amazing summer. I'm happy I moved away for a little bit and got to see a different side of my country, and I'm really hoping to go back there someday because the city was just a beautiful place. I love it so much because even though it's big, it has a small town feel, and as I always say, everything happens for a reason. This year consisted of a lot of different decisions, a lot of plans that changed. Now I was supposed to go to France for an exchange for my university, and the credit transfer didn't work out. But if I had gone on that exchange, I would have never met all my lovely friends, and I never would have had this amazing job that made me so happy over the summer. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And since you're around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I will be doing lots of videos now that we're back into routine, and you want to stay tuned to see all these adventures I've talked about. So see you next time, friends, and thank you so much for watching.